morning, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. Um, Today, we'll be doing a kind of mixed levels practice, and I will incorporate standing poses, sun salutations, stretching, might get a little cardio going, and we're gonna get upside down today. So I've moved my setup over, so I've got some wall here. So wherever you are, you might want to position yourself where you can grab an empty space of wall. It doesn't have to be any wider than your yoga mat. You could even use a closed and locked door that you know isn't going to open from the other side. So sometimes it's hard to find wall space in your home. So anyway, if you don't have any wall space, when we get to that part, well, then you won't have any wall space. You'll have to figure out something else to play around with. And maybe I'll be able to give you some suggestions. I'm filming on 2 different platforms right now. I'm noticing the Facebook has this weird band across on my camera anyway. I don't know how it looks live, but I'm also recording this on YouTube live right now. So if you're on Facebook and you're like, this looks funky, then hop over onto YouTube and Google or YouTube search for Garden of the Heart Yoga, and you'll be able to see it there. All right, so welcome, and let's practice a good strong practice today. We'll go for about an hour, and hopefully you're feeling really good. If anything in the practice feels like it's too much strain, too much stress, then please slow it down, take a child's pose, rest as you need to, and modify as you know how to do for yourself. So let's begin by taking a comfortable seat. You can roll your thigh bones in and then lengthen your tailbone down. Join your thumb and your index fingers together, palms face down on your lap. Last night I was in my living room and looking out the window, and I look up at the sky. It was about 8 p.m. and now that we're in daylight savings time, the sky had this I don't know, it just had this quality of summertime. And as I'm looking up at the sky, it took me back to when I was maybe 8 years old, and we'd be over at friends' houses playing softball in the yard or playing kickball or just running around playing tag, having so much fun. And it would just start gradually getting darker and darker, and you would just totally lose track of time until mom called all the kids inside. And it just reminded me that, the sky is eternal, it's vast, it's enormous, and it's full of possibility. And so are we. So all the elements that make up, everything in the universe, those elements are present within us too. And sky element to me represents this vast, infinite potential. It's the reminder that we are eternal, and we have so many possibilities for the future. We might not know what it's going to look like, but we just want to stay open to all of the wonder. So close your eyes and become aware of your breath. Invite your breath to come in slowly through your nose. With each inhalation, feel how your lungs open and expand. Open to this moment, open to this possibility. Maybe remember a time when you looked up at the sky and you just saw for a fleeting moment how you were part of something much, much bigger than yourself. I think we've all had that experience looking up at the sky, whether it's the night sky or the bright blue sky. If we think of the sky as connecting all of us together, it just helps us remember that we're really never apart, never really separate. We're all here under the same sky. So with that remembrance of togetherness, let's chant the Shanti mantra invocation, which says, may we be safe and protected together. May we enjoy the fruits of our practice together. May we grow strong together. May our learning be full of light, and may we always be in harmony with each other. And then it ends with Om Shanti, 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 which means peace, peace, peace. So the words are in Sanskrit. One of these days I got to figure out how to put them up on the video so that you can chant with me, but some of you know this, I'm sure. And the melody was written by my yoga teacher, Todd Norian. So bring your palms together in front of your heart. Let's all chant an Om together first. Take a deep breath in. Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bunatu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvina Vaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bow your head to your heart. When we remember the openness of the sky, we remember that we are eternal beings. You are divine. And that remembrance, that chit, brings you the ananda, the joy, the bliss. Release your hands down, open your eyes, and let's get moving. Okay, so we're gonna start in table position. So come onto hands and knees. We'll start with a few rounds of Ujjayi breath and cat-cow. Flow with your breath. Take a deep breath in, move into cow. Turn your sitting bones up towards the sky. As you exhale, round your spine into cat. And flow with your breath. From table pose, we have a lot of possibilities. So let's start by adding a leg. Take your right leg back and bring your foot up so it's about the height of your hip and your shoulders. Take a breath in here, look forward. On your exhalation, draw your knee and your chin or your nose or your forehead towards each other. And then inhale, reach your leg back and look up. Do that a few times, moving at your comfortable pace. And one more. And then reach your leg back, look forward, shift your weight into your right hand, walk your left fingertips out in front of you, and consider lifting your arm off the ground, just staying here and finding your balance. Staying open and expansive. And then release your hand, bring your knee down. Good. Second side, take your left leg up, roll your thigh in a little so your toes face towards the floor. As you exhale, come into a cat tuck shape, rounding your spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, reach your foot back, reach your heart and head forward. One more time, draw in, and then shine out. Reach your leg back, Shift your weight into your left hand, walk your right fingertips forward. You can stay here with fingers on the floor or lift. Draw your belly in for support and expand out from your pelvis, through your left foot, through your right hand. And then exhale, release. You come into child's pose for a moment. Take your knees wide, bring your big toes together, sit back, bring your elbows down, forehead down. And feel the back of your body opening up towards the sky. The back of the body, often we say, represents universal connection, whereas your front body is more like your individual self. So just breathe into that feeling of open, expansive connection right now. And then gently come on back up. Step your right foot up in between your hands. Tuck your left toes under here and bring your right palm onto your thigh. We'll take a gentle twist. Just press your hand down into your leg. Turn your belly, turn your shoulders, take the shoulders back. You can stay right here with your hand on your thigh or reach up and spread your fingers. Actually, let's all take the hand up and reach for the sky. Just imagine your fingertips could touch the sky so you feel connected to that vast, open potential. And then release your hand down and switch your legs. Take the right knee back, left foot forward. Bring your palm onto your thigh. And push down into your leg to turn your belly, turn your heart, roll your shoulders back, and then reach up. And place your hand down. And bring your knee back. All right, dolphin. Place your elbows down, elbows as wide as your shoulders. Interlace your fingers together and press your wrists and your forearms firmly into your mat. Turn your toes under. Find your lumbar curve here. So you tilt your sitting bones up towards the sky and then add a little bit of tailbone to create strength and integration in your pelvis. Look forward, firm your arms, melt your heart, and then lift your knees off the floor. Bring your head in between your arms, but it's not on the ground. So you can look between your elbows and then push from your heart down into your elbows, your arms, and your hands, and lift your hips up. Reach back through your legs, heels reach towards the floor. Take a few breaths here in dolphin, just feeling alive, awake. Maybe walk your feet in a little closer. And then option, take one leg up, roll your thigh in. So we don't want to turn the hip, we want to keep your hips level. Bring that foot back down to the mat. And then inhale, second leg up. And you can see this is a great prep for poses like headstand or Paschimottanasana and even handstand. Release your foot down, bring your knees down, and return again to Balasana, child's pose. Soften. And then gently bring yourself upright. All right, let's take a downward dog next, just like dolphin, only on your palms. So if you've got wrist considerations, then stick with dolphin. But if you can do the down dog on your palms, you take your hands so that the center of your wrists are as wide apart as the outsides of your shoulders. So your hands are fairly wide. If they're narrow, it makes it feel not so open in your shoulders. So you want to take your hands wide, take your knees back a little more, give yourself a lot of space, and then gently grip the floor or your mat with your fingers. Firm your arms, lengthen through your side ribs, and then invite your heart to soften between your shoulder blades. Find the lumbar curve, scoop your tail, and then go on up. And expand here from your heart into your hands first. You want to connect down to the earth through your hands. Then from your heart, lift up through your spine. Reach your sitting bones high. Reach back through your heels towards the floor. And then we'll take a fun variation. Come way up on your tiptoes, and then take both of your heels over to the left. So you're on the outer edge of your left foot and the inner edge of your right foot. Spread your toes here. And keep pushing your chest back towards your legs. You'll feel a big stretch on your right side. And then come back to center. And then take your heels to the right. Push down into your hands. Take your hips up. Now you might feel more stretch in your left side. And then back to center. Good, walk your feet forward, walk your hands back, and then bring hands to hips, elbows up, come all the way up to stand. All right, fantastic. Let's move into some rounds of Surya Namaskar Sun Salutation. So I've got a wall right here, so I'm going to turn around and go this way for now. So I'm going to crash my arms into the wall. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Standing in mountain pose, feel your connection to sky element. Feel your breath flowing. And find that part of you that is the same as when you were 8 years old, outside playing in the yard. Root down into your feet and stretch up towards the sky through the top of your head. As you inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides and reach up. Exhale, bow forward to Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lift up halfway. Exhale, take your right leg back into your lunge. Option is to have that back knee down on the floor. And then step back into plank or table pose is fine here. Firm your arms. Exhale, lower down. Either knees first and lower down, or come down with straight legs through your Chaturanga Dandasana all the way to your belly. Point your toes, curl up, little cobra. Release down, toes under, lift up, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Lengthen, breathe. And then let's take some options here. You can either walk your feet up to your hands into Uttanasana, or you can hop. Bend your knees, push down into your hands, give a little bounce, and fold. Inhale to come all the way up. Exhale, release your arms down, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch up, little back bend. Lift your heart up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, left foot back, lunge. Square your hips, feel your power in your legs, and then step back to your plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, curl up, little back bend. Doesn't have to be big. You can keep it really low here. And then release back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Look forward between your hands and then either jump or walk, feet to hands. Fold over your legs with your feet hip distance wide. And then inhale, root down to come all the way up. Exhale, arms down, bring your hands to heart center. Let's do a couple more. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step your right foot back, warrior one. You can bring the heel down or stay up on the toes. I'm gonna do heel down and then stretch your arms over your head. Reach for the sky here. Good, exhale, hands down, step back, plank. Lower down to the floor. Inhale, Bhujangasana or upward dog with shoulders way back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Enjoy the fullness of breath here. And then look forward, bend your knees, walk or hop. Feet to hands. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands together at the heart center. Inhale, reach up and back. Take your thigh bones back. Scoop your tail in. Shoulders back, throat back. Exhale, up and over, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up. Exhale, left leg back. Virabhadrasana 1. Plant your foot, reach up. With the heart. Your heart longs to be free. Right? You want to reach up to that freedom of the open sky. Exhale, hands down. Step back, plank. Chaturanga Dandasana, up dog or cobra. And then downward facing dog. Hold, breathe, settle. And then look between your hands, jump or walk forward. Bow over your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, release, arms down, hands to heart center. Close your eyes. And feel your body's warming up. Your breath is flowing, your blood is circulating. Hopefully you feel strong, healthy, and you can connect to all the possibilities for yourself. And then open your eyes if they're closed, and we'll do a few standing poses. We'll start in a wide stance with Utthita Parshvakonasana, so separate your feet nice and wide on your mat. Bring your hands to your hips, and then turn your right foot out to the right. Squeeze your legs towards each other, and bend your right knee so it's above your ankle. Okay, if your knee goes past your ankle, chances are your stance is a little too narrow, so you back up the back leg so your knee is right over your ankle, your shin is vertical. Okay, take a deep breath here, and remember, everything is temporary, but you are eternal. So connect into that deep part of yourself. Firm your legs. Take your inner thighs back, scoop your tailbone, and then we'll go into side angle. You can either do forearm to thigh or hand to the floor on the outside of your foot. Lengthen your side ribs, take your shoulders back, and then stretch your left arm up over your head. From the pelvis, shine out. Reach out in all directions, expand in all directions. Even try to turn the heart up a little more towards the sky if you can. And then inhale, use your legs to come up strong. Switch, turn your feet back to parallel, and then we'll take the left foot out to the left. Make your legs strong, and then bend your knee. And just check, are my feet still wide enough? Do I need to go wider so that my front knee isn't going past the ankle? Remember your connection. Right? We're always connected. No matter where we are, we're here. Technology is so amazing. All right, squeeze your legs towards each other, move your thighs back, scoop your tailbone, and then either come to thigh or hand to floor on the outside of your foot. Lengthen your side ribs, take your shoulders back, and stretch it out. Enjoy the breath. And press down into your feet and inhale, come up strong. Good, release your arms, turn your left toes in. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. You can use a block under your hand for this one if you've got one around. Squeeze your legs towards each other, reach up. And then exhale, take your right hand down, maybe just to your shin if you don't have something to hold on to, or hand to the floor. Take your top hand to your waist for a moment. Just pause here in the prep. Firm your legs. Roll your thighs in and back, and then scoop your tail. Scoop this right thigh under a lot so that your knee goes right out in the same direction as your second and third toes. Then lengthen your ribs, lengthen the underneath ribs. They tend to kind of shorten up here. So space, take your shoulders back and reach that left arm up. right? Space is another aspect of sky element. So we want to create space. We want to feel open and expansive. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Inhale to float up. Release your arms down. Just to get the legs set. So you want to check that the heel of your front foot lines up with the middle of the arch of your back foot. Squeeze your legs, move your thighs back. Scoop your tail, scoop that left sitting bone way under. Lengthen through your ribs, take your shoulders back, and then reach up. Expand out from the center of your pelvis. Like a bright, shiny star up in the sky. And enjoy the sensation in your body, the stretch in your legs. Right? This is a great hamstring stretch, nice side stretch. And on your next inhalation, float yourself up. And release your arms, turn your foot in. Take your feet a little narrower now, not quite as wide as before. And we'll do Vasisthasana, which is the stretch to one side. We'll turn both of your feet to the right. So turn your left foot in, turn your right foot out, and then shake it all about. Sorry, I always think of that silly song. All right, turn your hips towards your right foot. Take a deep breath in, take your shoulders back. Exhale and bow forward. Now, I tend to hyperextend my knee here. So I need to push down into the mound of the big toe and invite the top of the shin bone to come just a little bit forward. You can stay right here with your hands on your hips. You work your legs towards each other. Try to move your inner thighs back and wide, and it gives you a little more lumbar curve, and then a gentle scoop of the tailbone. If you can touch the floor here, bring your fingertips down to the floor. But if not, if the floor is too far away, keep your hands on your waist and then expand out from the center of your pelvis. Reach out through your legs, lengthen your spine, and out through the top of your head. And then root down into your back leg, especially as you inhale to lift up. All right, change sides, turn your feet back to parallel first, and then do the hokey pokey. You turn your right foot in, you turn your left foot out, shake your hips all about. Sorry, you guys, I'm corny today. All right. Alignment here, the feet should be approximately heel to heel. If that feels too wobbly, you take your feet a little wider out to the sides. Just give yourself a bigger base. Draw in from the soles of your feet up into your pelvis. Feel how that squares your hips and activates your legs. Take your shoulders back and exhale. Lead with your heart into the forward bend. Just pause in the halfway position. Feel the muscles of your legs. Hug them strongly onto your bones. Move your inner thighs back and then root the tail down. So you feel anchored through that back foot. And then if you can reach the floor, hands down. Take a breath and lengthen through your spine. And then as you exhale, you can go even deeper. Bring your forehead towards your shin, but keep trying to square your hips off. Full extension from the center of your pelvis. Reach down into your feet and lengthen from the core of the pelvis to the crown of your head. And the whole time, it's like the sky is up above. You're holding it all. To come out, use your legs, press into your back leg, hands to hips. Inhale, come up. Turn your feet parallel, and then step your legs to mountain pose. All right, it's wall time. So we're gonna start with some shoulder openers, the wall, just one or two. I'd love for us to try to get into Vasisthasana today, which is a really challenging side plank pose. It's got lots of variations. So I wanna get the shoulders really open, and we've already done quite a bit of work on the hamstrings. So if you don't have a wall, you can use something else that's about shoulder height to hold on to, like A doorway even for this one will work. So you'll stand, if you've got a wall, you're going to stand facing your wall and reach one arm out to the side and put your palm on the wall. And then you turn your body away from your arm. So your arm is going back behind you. Okay, now plant your feet firmly, engage your legs, move your thighs back, take the tailbone in, and now bring the rib cage in. So there's good thoracic integration, and you get this big stretch across the front of your shoulder and the inner arm. Bicep stretch. Take a breath here. Another variation is to turn that hand that's at the wall, palm up, like you're going to karate chop the wall. So you just come onto the little finger edge, and then you can even walk that arm up a little bit, and then it changes. Woo! Lots of sensation all the way up into your hand and fingers. Feels good. This other hand you can use to help bring the ribs around away from your back hand. Woo! Stay grounded in your feet, and then inhale and come out of that twist and just feel, ooh, nice stretch on that whole side. Okay, then do the same thing with your other arm. Bring it out to the side. It starts about as high as your shoulder, palm on the wall, turn your body away from the wall. Bring your other hand to your hip, lift up through your ribs, shoulders back. I'm gonna come here so that I can see you, and you can see my back arm here. All right, the thighs go back, we root the tail in, and then we pull the rib cage in. Oh yeah, root down into your feet, stretch up to the sky through the top of your head. And then the other variation is to turn the palm, and you can even get a little closer into the wall so your arm goes further behind you. Wow, that's intense. And free hand to the ribs to help bring them around. And then if you want to take your arm up a little bit higher, get a little different stretch. And then release. All right, so those are some great shoulder openers there. Are we ready? Down dog with feet at the wall. So I've got my mat pretty close to the wall. You could bring your mat all the way up against the wall, but it's probably not necessary. You want to have your heels touching your wall and come into a table pose. Now, if you've never done this before, I highly recommend you take your hands way out in front of your shoulders to start. Okay, but if you're more experienced with handstands or inversions, then you can start with the hands pretty much right underneath your shoulders. Again, center of the wrist goes to your outer shoulders distance apart. Okay, take a breath. Exhale and soften your heart down between your shoulder blades. Keep your arms nice and strong. And before we go up, just be open to the possibility. All right, there's variations here. You don't have to go all the way. So first variation is to push down into your hands, lift your knees up, and press your chest towards the wall. So this is really just like a shorter down dog. Okay, the key point here is you want your shoulders to be behind your wrists. If your shoulders are coming forward of your wrists, then come down and move your hands further out in front of you. The next variation, bring your feet on the wall at hip height. Pull your ribs in, push down from your heart into your hands. You can look at the mat, you can look at your feet. Next variation would be to take one leg up towards the ceiling. Woohoo! And then bring that leg out to the back onto the wall. Take the second leg up. And then bring your foot down. Come all the way down. And rest. Woo, that's exhilarating. Clasp your hands together and roll your wrists around. That feels really good. And then go the other way. Okay, and shake it out. So if that was like a lot, then you stay working on one of those variations. If you're like, wow, that was really intense on my wrists, but I think I could do it, you know, if I was on forearms. Then try it on your forearms, just like we did the dolphin earlier in our practice today. Okay, so same thing there. You would just set your elbows up under your shoulders instead of your palms. All right, otherwise, if you're ready to go up in a handstand, let's just go for it. Nothing special really to focus on other than being open to the possibility of being fully upside down today. Okay, here we go. You can face the wall, come up into your down dog, step in with your favorite pushing leg, and then you take a couple of swings with your straight leg, and you go to the wall. Yeah, and then you can either stay with your feet at the wall, or you can work on balancing. You can give yourself a couple of tries. Come down, go up again. Just spend a couple minutes playing with your handstand, just because it's fun. And then when you've had enough, you can do another kind of wrist release, maybe backs of your hands together. I give you like 1 or 2 more minutes to play with your handstand. I'm gonna do one more. You get that moment when you're just really balanced there and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm balanced. And it feels so open and expansive and exciting, and then you freak yourself out and fall over. At least that's my experience. All right, let's play with this idea of Vasisthasana. So we've already done a lot of the preps for it. We've opened up the shoulders together, and then take your free hand out towards the center of the room. Engage your core muscles, lengthen from your pelvis down into your foot that is on the ground, and then extend up through the heart, out to the top of your head. All right, when we practice Vasisthasana on the floor, this top leg, instead of feet being stacked, the top leg can step in front of you, so it's like a kickstand. All right, and you'll see how that works in just a minute. Another option is to keep your hand on your waist. And then another option is to come into tree pose, which is kind of easy here when you're leaning against the wall, not so easy when your hand is on the floor. Shoulders back, reach up. Okay, cool. And step down. Great, other side. I'm in a corner, so I'm going to use this side here. So maybe you'll be able to see my feet a little better. So it's like I'm trying to make a plank pose. My foot here, this foot is not on the floor. The inner edges of my feet are together. I'm spreading my toes. You want to take your thighs back, scoop your tail in, and then shoulders back, and then reach out. Extend from your pelvis out into your feet. Really shine out through your toes, and reach up through the top of your head. Kickstand version with the top leg in front. It's almost too easy here, but it can feel really stable and good. You can get a nice IT band stretch on the bottom leg. Okay, feet stacked, or you can try tree variation, Vrikshasana. The arm reaches up, hand to waist. So many possibilities. And step your feet down and come on out. Cool. One more prep I want to explore before we go into the pose on the floor is Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, the extended hand to big toe pose. And please use your wall for this. You can lean your hand up against the wall, come into mountain pose, your feet parallel. Take a deep breath. And then bend the leg that's away from the wall. All right. With your peace fingers, index finger, middle finger, and thumb, you're going to wrap around the big toe of your foot. Okay, and even if you can not straighten your leg any more than this is where you're going to be. Okay, firm the muscles of your standing leg. Move your inner thighs back. Scoop your tail. Your elbow is on the inside of the knee here. Okay, and then a little bit at a time, you try to straighten the leg out. Maybe it doesn't go all the way. Just keep it bent. It's cool. Or you can stretch it all the way out in front of you. Then to move into Vasisthasana 2, open your hip out to the side. You pause here, you kind of lean your chest forward, move your inner thighs back, and then you do a big scoop of the tail under. You expand and extend out. Maybe this arm can reach up. But again, you could be here, your knee bent. It's totally cool. But you're feeling the big toe with your fingers, and you're coming into whatever possibility is available to you today. Bend your knee, release your toe, take your foot down. So cool. I personally don't like doing this one with the strap because I feel like the strap makes it too wiggly. So I would rather just, be here. Maybe if you can't hold your big toe, you can hold the back of your thigh and work that way. So many options. Let's try second side. So spread the toes of your standing leg, foot. Firm your muscles. Take a deep breath. Remember, you are eternal. This pose is temporary. Here we go. Bend the knee up, big toe hold, or hold under your thigh. Works too. Take your inner thighs back, scoop your tail, and then slowly stretch your leg out in front. From your pelvis, root down into the standing foot and rise up. You can take the fingers on the wall up higher, and then take the leg out into second version. I like to do thighs back here just so I'm not extending my hips too far forward. And then a big scoop under and stand up. Maybe even balance for a second. Bend your knee and bring your foot down. All right, well done. Are you ready? Here we go. Vasisthasana. So come to downward facing dog on your mat. And we'll go through all the variations. And think of it like a bus stop yoga. You get off the bus at the place that you need to be today. The bus has many possibilities, and you're not going to go to all of them, perhaps. You just take what you need and you stop there. All right, so down dog, hug in. Remember the strength of your arms and the openness of your body. We've really opened up lots of the body parts this morning. All right, tilt your heels over to the left so your right foot's in front of you. The right foot is stacked in front of the left foot. You're going to balance on your left hand. So push your weight into your left hand, take your right hand to your hip, and step your right foot in front of you like a kickstand. When you push down into this right foot, you lift your hips up. So we don't want to be here in our side plank. We want ankle, hips, shoulders. Okay, and the kickstand is a great variation. Right, next version. Well, you could stay with the feet one in front of the other, or you could stack your feet like we did side plank against the wall. Take your shoulders back, reach up. Shine out. Next version, tree pose. Bring the foot up onto your thigh. I love this one because it helps me really pull my leg, the straight leg, up away from the floor. Okay, and then last version, grab the big toe. I'm sliding. Take your big toe, hips back, extend the leg up. And try to turn and look up at your foot. And if you fall backwards, you go to, oh, I meant to do that. All right, cool, come on down and rest for a moment. Child's pose or seated pose. Reconnect to that back body, universal energy. Sometimes these poses can be humbling, right? It's like we just want to let go of the ego here. It's not really important. Stop, we can get on it. Let's try the second side. Take another minute to know your hands and your feet are a good distance apart from each other. Hug your arms in towards each other. Feel your strength. And then take your feet over, heels to the right this time. Left foot's in front. Push into your right hand, take your left hand to your hip. Come into this kind of side plank pose. Kickstand version. Feels good, feels comfortable. Well, maybe not comfortable, but it feels open. Stacked feet variation. Toes variation. Hips way up. Good, and then maybe big toe. Reach your leg out, take it up. And from the, whoa! Sometimes you fall over. Just like in life, sometimes we fall over. And then you get back up. Try it again. And then maybe bring your foot behind you, go to that beautiful back bend. And then come back down, downward dog. And child's pose. All right, let's do a little cool down. So come down onto your back. Oh yeah. Now the front body is open to the vast sky. Ooh. Hug your right knee up towards your right shoulder. And release. Second side, hug the left knee up towards your chest. And kick your foot up towards the ceiling. Or let's say towards the sky element. Pulse your thigh bone up and down a few times here. And bring your feet down to the mat. And then take the right knee across your body and reach your right arm out to the side. So your right shoulder's on the floor. Your right knee doesn't come all the way down, maybe. It can be away from the ground. You're using the hand to anchor it down. You can turn your head, look out to the right or look straight up. Draw your lower back in. And shine out from the center of your pelvis down through your left leg and up from your pelvis, shine up through the top of your head. You feel this great twist, outer hip stretch, shoulder opener. Hopefully your shoulders feel pretty open already. You feel how breath moves through your belly. Come on back to the center. Reposition yourself so you're in the middle of the mat, and then stretch your right leg long. With your left foot on the floor, move your hips over to the left, and then take right hand to left knee. You're rolling onto your outer right thigh, and then reach your left arm out to the side so that shoulder can come down. And if your shoulder doesn't come down, then back off the twist a little bit. Get the shoulder to release. Or wedge a blanket or something under it so it feels supported. Low back in, feel the twist in your belly. Bring the prana, the air, the life force deep into your lungs here. And then inhale, come back up to the center. Come out of the twist. And then hug your knees up into your chest once again. Come on up to sit for a moment. Maybe sit up on a blanket. Find a comfortable seated position. I like Siddhasana, which is ankle, ankle, navel. You might like Sukhasana, which is ankles under knees. I like this one because it gives me a little more space. It allows me to feel a little more open. I'm going to roll your thigh bones in. And then root the tailbone down. Lift up through your side ribs, take your shoulders back, glide your head back, and allow yourself to settle now. Feel your ujjayi breath, gentle engagement in your throat, soothing sound of the wind blowing through the trees, trees reaching up to embrace the sky. Slow, steady breath helps you find a place of serenity. As you're breathing, feel your lungs expanding in the front, the sides, and the back. So there's an even expansion all around. Feel connected to the vastness of the sky, of the stars, of the whole universe. This is the Akasha, the sky element. It's a place of infinite potential. It's a place of all possibilities. Consider visualizing yourself staring up into the daytime sky. It's a beautiful shade of blue. And as you're looking up at the beautiful sky, you notice some clouds coming in. And think of each cloud as a thought that blocks your connection to the vastness of the sky. But the clouds, they're not always there. They're temporary. They move in and out of your field of awareness. They come and they go. And the clouds, like our thoughts, they don't change the eternity or the wholeness of the sky. They don't change who you are at your essence. Behind the clouds, the sun's always shining. And underneath our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, there's always that light of the divine. Because according to the Tantra, you are a divine being in the human body, and spirit and matter are not separate. They're just playing this game of hide and seek, like the sun going behind the clouds. You can't see it, but it's still there. Maybe when you were that 8-year-old playing outside in the yard, you played hide and seek, and it was so much fun when you found your friends. Bring your palms together in front of your heart and bow your head, honoring the light and the darkness, the sun and the clouds. Now, please take a few minutes for Shavasana. It's really an important part of of our yoga practice is to just lay on the floor, heart open to the sky, open your palms up, and just receive all that good sky energy. You can use blankets to support yourself for your comfort. I like one under my thighs. Not under the knees, but above the knees. And do turn your palms face up. Let your feet roll out to the sides a little bit. Take your shoulders back. And close your eyes. And let your whole body to release and let go. And gently bring your awareness back into your body. Start to wiggle your toes and fingers. Move and stretch your arms and your legs. Bend your knees. And carefully roll over to your side. Make a pillow with your arm for your head. And then you can come on up to sit. And your palms to touch in front of your heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're all doing really well and feeling good. And may we just stay open to all the possibilities. Let's finish by chanting just real 1 or 2 rounds of the Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu mantra. It means may all beings be happy and free. And it also means may our words and thoughts and actions contribute to the freedom and happiness of all. Do 3 rounds together. Take a breath in. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And chant Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take a deep breath. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much. Namaste. If you'd like to make a donation to Garden of the Heart Yoga Center, please go onto our Mind Body app or website and you can purchase an online class with Cheryl for $12. And if that is beyond your means right now, I totally understand. If you'd like to contribute any amount at all, you can go to, I believe it's PayPal.me/Garden of the Heart. And you'll see our logo on there. You can make a donation of any amount. Just trying to get through the days here. Love you so much. Namaste. See you soon.